Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. This time, we're looking at something pretty unique, an AI-generated interior design plan for a modern home.
Not just any home, though.
Right.
A large one.
Yeah, a large modern home. And get this.
Okay.
It's designed by an AI,
Oh, wow.
not a human designer.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm already intrigued. What about you?
Oh, absolutely. I think what really grabs my attention is this idea of blending luxury and minimalism,
Yeah.
which is something we're seeing more and more these days.
Mm.
And the way they're incorporating natural light and that really open design,
Mm-hmm.
it creates this sense of connection throughout the whole space.
I see. So like first impressions.
Yeah.
It seems like this design is all about modern luxury, with clean lines and a minimalist vibe.
Exactly.
Lots of neutral colors and high quality materials.
Yeah, that's the heart of it.
Yeah.
And, the color palette is actually quite interesting.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more.
It's primarily whites, grays, and beiges, along with those light wood tones. And that really helps to create this sophisticated and elegant feel.
I see.
But it doesn't mean there's no color at all.
Oh, yeah.
There are definitely pops of color here and there.
I noticed that. Like, I saw a dark brown armchair in one of the living areas, and then, of course, you have the greenery.
Exactly. So they use those pops of color very strategically just to kind of accentuate certain elements.
Okay. And speaking of elements and materials,
Yeah.
it seems like there's a lot of natural materials
You're right.
used in the design, which seems to be pretty popular right now in modern design.
Absolutely. So you see a lot of marble and wood, which are both super popular right now, and they're really key elements in that modern design aesthetic.
The marble is everywhere.
You're telling me.
I saw it in the bathrooms, kitchen counters, even some of the floors.
Right.
Is that a trend? This heavy use of marble?
Absolutely. It is a trend.
Okay.
Marble has this timeless elegance to it, and it really connects us back to the natural world, which again is a key element in modern design.
I see, and pairing it with the wood too adds that extra warmth
Yeah, that's right.
and that organic feel.
It brings in that organic feel.
Yeah, I think that's what makes this home feel so inviting.
Yeah.
It's modern and luxurious, but it still has that warmth.
Mm.
It's almost like walking into a spa,
Right.
but a very stylish spa.
Exactly.
And then we have to talk about all the glass.
Oh, yes. The glass.
Like there are huge windows and this design glass partitions. Even some of the wardrobes are made of glass.
I know. It's like they're really trying to bring the outside in,
Yeah.
and it's all about maximizing that natural light and creating a sense of spaciousness.
Okay.
And that also plays into the whole concept of layered lighting.
Layered lighting. Okay, that sounds interesting.
I know, right? It sounds almost delicious.
Like a cake.
Like a cake.
What is it exactly?
Well, think of it this way.
Okay.
You have different levels of light for different purposes throughout the space.
Okay.
So you have the natural light coming in from those big windows,
Yep.
but then you also have recessed LEDs for kind of a general lighting.
I see.
And then you have your decorative lamps and even accent lighting
Oh.
to highlight certain features.
Okay, so it's not just like one giant spotlight in the middle of the room.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
The AI has used this very sophisticated approach to lighting, which really creates that inviting and almost ethereal atmosphere.
So are you ready to take a room by room tour?
Let's do it.
Okay, great. So first up we have the living room.
Well, actually, there are two living areas.
Oh, two living areas. Okay. What's the difference?
So one is very light and airy. It has this big sofa, perfect for large gatherings.
Okay.
And then the other has a darker color scheme, and it has these cozy armchairs,
I see.
more for like intimate conversations.
Oh, that's a cool contrast.
Right.
And they both have TVs and storage, I assume.
Of course.
Like the AI knew we needed a place to hide all of our stuff.
Right. You got to have that storage.
Exactly. And it's interesting how they design these two distinct spaces within the same area.
Yeah, it shows a real understanding of how people actually use their homes.
Yeah.
Catering to different moods, different activities
I like that.
within a single space.
So moving on to the kitchen.
Okay. The kitchen.
I love how modern it is.
Me too.
It has a large island, which is perfect for prepping or, having a casual meal.
And those full-height cabinets are fantastic for storage.
Yeah.
And you can tell by those top-of-line appliances that this kitchen is meant for serious cooking.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They didn't cut any corners there.
Then we have the dining room.
the dining room.
I'm picturing these big family dinners, everyone gathered around this large table with leather chairs, and there's this really unique pendant lamp above the table
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
that really caught my eye.
That's one of the things I really appreciate about this design is that the lighting choices throughout are very distinct and interesting.
Yeah,
It adds personality to each space.
for sure, for sure. Okay, so moving on, we have the two main bedrooms.
Yes, 2 main bedrooms.
Yeah, and both of them have those sleek glass wardrobes and desks.
That's right. Perfect for those who work from home.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm really loving this minimalist decor that flows throughout the house.
It's very cohesive.
Yeah.
And speaking of cohesive, have you seen the bathrooms?
Oh, the bathrooms. Yes, they are stunning.
Aren't they? They have those walk-in showers, LED lit mirrors, and those ultra-modern sinks.
Yes. And more marble.
And more marble, of course.
Of course. I'm noticing a theme here.
You and me both.
But one thing that really stood out to me is that there's also a dedicated worship space,
Oh, yes.
which is designed in a more traditional style.
That's right.
It has a wooden altar and decorations.
I thought that was such an interesting touch.
Me too.
You know, it shows that the AI can go beyond just a single aesthetic
Yeah.
and incorporate very specific needs and cultural elements.
I like that. I like that. And then one thing that's also really cool is that a lot of the rooms in this design open up to these outdoor areas and greenery.
Beautiful outdoor spaces.
Yeah, it's a great way to kind of blend indoor and outdoor living
Yeah, it is.
and create that connection to nature.
And, you know, it's interesting because we've seen all these different rooms and spaces,
Yeah.
but how do all of these design elements come together to create this cohesive style?
That's a good question. Well, I think minimalism is definitely the star of the show here.
It is.
It's all about functionality and letting the beauty of the materials shine through.
Yeah, and that connection to nature that we see with all the wood and marble and the plants
Right.
is very intentional.
Yeah.
Modern designers often use these elements to balance the sleekness of technology with the warmth of the organic world.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But it's not just minimalism, right? It's also very modern.
In my mind.
With the straight lines and the sharp angles and those unique lighting fixtures and all of that.
Yeah.
But somehow it still manages to feel luxurious, which is quite a feat.
I know, it's a really beautiful balance.
Yeah.
The AI has managed to balance luxury minimalism and modern style to create something that's truly unique and very sophisticated.
So what about those standout features?
Oh, yes. The things that make this design so memorable.
Yeah, like first up, that spiral staircase.
Oh, the spiral staircase. It's like a piece of art.
It's so dramatic and elegant.
Yeah, those spiral staircases always draw the eye upward, and they create this sense of verticality in a space.
Uh-huh. And then there's all the greenery.
Yes, the greenery.
We talked about the outdoor spaces, but there are plants placed throughout the entire house.
It adds life and freshness to every room.
Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Plants are essential for bringing a bit of the outdoors in, and they have this very calming effect.
Yeah, for sure. And then finally, those unique lighting fixtures.
Oh, yes. The lighting.
It's like the AI went all out with the lamp designs.
I know. Each one is like a little sculpture.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it's that attention to detail that really elevates the design.
It does. It
Yeah.
makes it feel so considered and special.
I am so impressed with this design.
Me too.
It really highlights the creative potential of AI.
It does.
You know, it makes you wonder, what else can AI do?
That's the question, isn't it? What else is possible?
And that leads us perfectly into our next discussion.
Okay, great. Let's dive in. This AI design is seriously impressive. I mean, it makes you think, doesn't it?
About
If AI can create homes this beautiful,
right.
what happens to human designers?
That's a great question. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
On the one hand, it's exciting to think that anyone could have access to this level of design.
Right.
Imagine creating your dream home with the help of AI, no matter what your budget is.
Exactly. It could really democratize design in a way that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me that worries about the human element getting lost.
I know what you mean.
You know, will AI take over completely? Or is there a way for human designers and AI to work together?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
I've heard some people say that AI could handle those more technical aspects of design,
Okay.
like space planning and layouts.
Leaving the human designers to focus on the creative vision and those more personal touches.
Exactly. It could be this really interesting partnership.
Yeah.
AI could be like a super-powered assistant for the human designer.
I like that.
But even if AI becomes more and more commonplace in design,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think human designers will ever truly disappear.
I agree. People crave that connection,
Yeah.
that personal touch that you mentioned.
Right.
Maybe the role of the designer will evolve.
Yeah.
Instead of starting from scratch, they'll refine and elevate the AI's initial concepts.
Right. It's definitely a shift in the way things are done.
Yeah.
And, you know, let's be honest, some people might even prefer working with AI.
Really?
It can be intimidating working with a human designer.
Yeah, especially if you don't know a lot about design.
Exactly. You might feel pressured to agree with their vision.
Or embarrassed to admit that you have no idea what mid-century modern even means.
Exactly. With AI, you can experiment freely without judgment.
Okay.
You can tell the AI what you like, what you don't like, and it will adjust the design accordingly.
So it takes the pressure off.
It does.
I'm starting to see the appeal here.
Yeah.
It could really empower people to be more involved in the design process, especially those who might feel intimidated by those traditional design services.
Exactly. It's like having a personal design consultant
At your fingertips.
right there at your fingertips. But even with all of these potential benefits,
Yeah.
I think we have to be mindful.
Mindful of what?
Well, this technology is still relatively new.
Right.
And there will undoubtedly be bumps in the road.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that AI design tools are developed responsibly and ethically.
That makes sense. It's not just about the cool factor.
No,
It's about using this technology in a way that benefits everyone.
absolutely.
This AI design has sparked a lot of interesting questions.
It really has, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it reminded me that even with all of this amazing technology, some things remain uniquely human.
Like what?
Like our sense of style
Yes.
and those deep personal connections that we have to the spaces we create.
Absolutely. And speaking of connections,
Yeah.
remember how we were talking about that dedicated worship space
Oh, yeah.
that was incorporated into this design?
It really stood out to me, too. In a sea of minimalist chic, the AI created this space that's so unique and really honors the homeowner's personal beliefs.
It's like the AI recognized that this space serves a different purpose
Right.
and needed a completely different design approach.
Yeah, it's not just about aesthetics here.
Right.
It's about creating a space that really reflects the homeowner's values and beliefs.
And that brings us back to this idea of AI being able to design homes that are truly personalized and meaningful.
Yeah.
It's not just about creating a beautiful space. It's about reflecting the people who live there.
I'm picturing all the possibilities.
Oh, no.
What if AI could design a home office that maximizes productivity or a playroom that sparks a child's imagination?
The potential is huge. I mean, AI could even design spaces that adapt to our changing needs over time.
Oh, wow. So instead of feeling stuck with a design that no longer works for us, our homes could evolve with us.
Exactly. It's like a living, breathing design.
That's pretty amazing.
It is. And think about the possibilities for people with disabilities or specific needs.
Yeah.
AI could design homes that are not only beautiful, but also incredibly functional and accessible to everyone.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the future of design.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's also a little bit daunting, to be honest.
I know what you mean. Change can be unsettling.
Yeah.
But if we approach this technology thoughtfully
Mm-hmm.
and focus on using it to enhance our lives,
Right.
I think the possibilities are truly limitless.
It all comes back to that human element, doesn't it?
It does.
We need to make sure that technology serves us,
Yes.
not the other way around.
Beautifully said. Technology should empower us to live better, more fulfilling lives.
Yeah.
And that includes creating spaces that bring us joy, comfort, and a sense of belonging.
Well, this has been such a fascinating discussion.
It has.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from AI's ability to blend modern style and luxury
Right.
to the potential impact on the future of design.
Yeah, it's clear that AI is going to play a significant role in how we design and experience our homes in the future.
And we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think AI will revolutionize the way we design our homes? What are your hopes and concerns about this emerging technology? Share your thoughts with us on social media, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.